Chun Xiang thought about it carefully and immediately understood what Han Xiaoying was saying. Han Yixian had obtained a lot of flame Tao creation holy crystal, so he couldn't defend himself at all. However, if he gave a portion to the other ice creation sacred race S, and also agreed on the conditions to protect and mine the Tao creation's holy crystals, then the 10 of them would be able to temporarily join forces. As long as the ice creation sacred race gathered together, even if there was no clan emperor, it would still be a power that couldn't be underestimated. At least, it wouldn't be oppressed by the other creation race. The reason Han Yixian gave the ice key to Chun Xiang was also to thank him for finding the mine. As long as he obtained the mines and gathered the ice creation sacred race S, even if he did not have any ice key S, he could still go against the other creation race S. In this way, even if Han Xiaoying managed to escape Thunder Creation's sacred race, Thunder Creation's sacred race couldn't say anything. Miss Han. Call me Xiaoying, you're not really here as a follower. Han Xiaoying smiled beautifully. Xiaoying, why did you marry the grandson of the Thunder Creation sacred race's emperor? Chun Xiang was curious about this question the entire way. The main reason why the descendants of the imperial clan want to marry me is because of my ice creation sacred body. Han Xiaoying sat on the side of the bed and faintly sighed. As long as he can obtain my body, then he can obtain 2 kinds of creation race's bloodline. At the same time, it will also allow him to borrow the power of my ice creation sacred body, allowing him to cultivate it. What is the use of the body? With the blood of 2 creation races, you can become very strong? Chun Xiang asked curiously. The blood of the ice creation saint body possesses a special kind of power. It can refine a divine weapon. This kind of divine weapon can suppress all creation races. Han Xiaoying looked at the ice key in Chun Xiang's hands. The dagger in your hand is made from the blood of the ice creation holy body. The creation saint body is extremely rare. Even the emperors of various clans do not have it. I was found out by the Thunder Creation sacred race's royal family to be the ice creation sacred body. So he forcefully dragged me here. Thunder Creation sacred race also gave my father some benefits as compensation. Chun Xiang had not known about the origins of the Chuangyuan key before, but it had been refined using the blood of the holy body. And this is something that the other creation races do not know about. Only my father and a few other people in the clan already know of it. If the other creation race knew that the creation saint body had appeared and were unable to obtain it, they would destroy it together. Xiaoying, you are a ice creation saint body? Then doesn't that mean that your strength can restrain all of the creation races? You are already at the peak of world-defying stage legendary rank, you don't have to be afraid of them. Chun Xiang was very suspicious of this. If he was Han Xiaoying, he would definitely kill all the people in Thunder Creation's sacred race. My sacred body has just awakened, so it's useless. I can't undo the seal myself. Han Xiaoying shook his head in frustration. I cannot commit suicide now, otherwise they would have killed my father. But I am not afraid now. My father will definitely be able to gather the entire ice creation's sacred race. When Xiao Xianglin heard that there was a seal in Han Xiaoying's body, she was extremely interested. She also wanted to take some of Han Xiaoying's blood of the creation saint body to refine, that would restrain all the creation races. This way, Chun Xiang could directly use this kind of divine weapon against the people from the creation race, as using Chuangyuan Qi would make it easier for him to be discovered. Xin Fei, are you really sure that you can take me out? If I can't, I'll have to kill myself. I definitely won't let my body be tainted. Han Xiaoying had placed all his hopes on Chun Xiang. She felt that Chun Xiang must have had some extraordinary methods to be able to find the mine. If not, her father would not have placed so much hope on Chun Xiang. Of course. Xiaoying, can I leave the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa now? If it's possible, I'll put you inside my Divine Sense Sea and bring you out. This will be much easier. Chun Xiang laughed. No way. They will surely think of that and it won't work. Han Xiaoying shook his head. Think of another way. Chun Xiang had several methods, but it was not easy. For example, he could use the transmission array to teleport Han Xiaoying to the Hundreds of Flowers village. However, he was worried that the transmission array would leave behind spatial and temporal fluctuations, allowing experts to probe to the location of the teleportation gate. The other method was to use the oldest tree's inheritance and run out of the enchantment through it. Since they did not try, he did not know if it would work. The other one was more complicated and required him to coordinate with a clone. He did not plan on using it, and it would be easier for accidents to occur if he did not need to rush for it. Tonight, I'll go investigate, Xianxia said. I'll have to invite my master to take a look. Your master? It might be a little difficult, but arranging for you to enter here alone is Thunder Creation's sacred race's bottom line. Just as Han Xiaoying finished speaking, he saw a petite but very beautiful woman appearing. Xiaoying, this is my master. She is a master of refining and setting up formations, an expert in the art of incantations. Chun Xiang laughed. Hello. Han Xiaoying immediately bowed to greet him. You're welcome. Xiao Xianglin smiled slightly. Can I see the seal in your body first? Of course you can. Han Xiaoying nodded. Xiao Xianglin used his hand to lightly press onto Han Xiaoying's chest to let her relax. Then he checked the condition of her body. This seal uses legendary mantra. Xiao Xianglin frowned. This is not easy to remove. It might take a long time. Looks like someone specially created this seal to seal the holy body. No problem, I can wait. Han Xiaoying secretly admired Xiao Xianglin. With one look, he could tell that she had used a legendary mantra, but she didn't even know what had happened to the seal. Master, take a look at this barrier. Chun Xiang said. Take a look at it first and determine my plan for tonight. Xiao Fuya closed her eyes and released her spiritual sense to sense the situation. It's better if I do the sealing. Feng Kur came out from the Yu Yao mountain villa and smiled coquettishly. What a cute girl. When Han Xiaoying saw Feng Kur, he was slightly shocked. With a chuckle, he touched Feng Kur's face. She is Feng Kur, sealed into an elf. Chan Xiang pinched Feng Kur's pill. Don't just look at her like a little brat. She can be considered an old demon. Feng Kur rolled her eyes at him, then smiled sweetly at Han Xiaoying. Big sister Xiaoying, you're really pretty. You're beautiful too. Han Xiaoying's smiling face was like a flower. Squatting down and conversing with Feng Kur. I'm going to take a look at the seals here first. I must get Sister Xiaoying out of this damn place quickly. Feng Kur said sweetly. Thank you. Han Xiaoying was currently very happy, the previous melancholy having been swept away. Chun Xiang only released 3 bodies that scouted the surroundings. Once someone came over, he would immediately sense them. An hour later, both Xiao Xianglin and Feng Kur reaped their rewards. The barriers are all very strong. They are all made with legendary mantra S and supreme mantra S. Xiao Xianglin said. The enchantments in the central region are the most powerful ones. There are at least 3 kinds of legendary mantra. Feng Kur exclaimed in shock. And the barrier in the east region is mainly composed of supreme mantra. Was most surprised that the people of the Thunder Creation sacred race could grasp such a large number of legendary mantra. The supreme mantra in the east region are nothing to worry about, but the large barrier that covers the entire villa is formed from the mixture of over a dozen supreme mantra and 2 legendary mantra. Xiao Xianglin said. I can sense a little bit of it, so let's determine the location. There are more than 10 of them, Feng Kur said. Then the 2 of them took out a piece of paper and drew a map. Han Xiaoying exclaimed. They are truly powerful, but they are so clear about this place. Chan Xiang laughed. It's all thanks to them. I can only be safe these past few years. After Xiao Xianglin and Feng Kur confirmed the killing array, Chun Xiang also saw a clear path. It's dark tonight, so I'll go and try. Chan Xiang's mysterious body suddenly saw someone coming, and anxiously said, Someone is coming. Is this guy a middle-aged man? The grandson of the emperor? That's right. Han Xiaoying nodded his head. Let's get out of here quickly. Feng Kur and Xiao Xianglin anxiously entered the Yu Yao mountain villa. Han Xiaoying brought Chun Xiang out of the room and went outside. Chun Xiang followed behind Han Xiaoying and strolled in the courtyard. At the same time, they told Chun Xiang about some things related to the emperor. The clan emperor's grandson was called Lin Tianxua, and was also at the peak of the world-defying stage legendary rank. He was extremely sinister and ruthless, had countless women, and was also a very brutal person. It was said that he had to kill at least one person every day, and was happy without any blood. No wonder Han Xiaoying was so depressed before, and even had thoughts of suicide. With a kick, Lin Tianxua smashed the door of the house, then walked in fiercely. Especially when he looked at Chen Xiang, his killing intent surged, and he almost wanted to tear Chen Xiang into shreds. Lin Tianxua, what's wrong with you today? Han Xiaoying really hated Lin Tianxua. What is the purpose of your father's dog follower coming here? Lin Tianxua looked at Chen Xiang. When Lin Tianxua entered, his gaze did not leave Chen Xiang, which made Chen Xiang's hair stand on end. Lin Tianxua was already middle-aged. Although his looks were not bad, he was too ferocious, causing him to look very scary. My father only arranged for Shenfei to come because he wanted to repay the kindness of his friends. Han Xiaoying's tone of voice was indifferent, and it was far from the kind and gentle tone he had when conversing with Chen Xiang. I won't allow it, Lin Tianxua said angrily. If it's a woman, then forget it, but how is it proper for a man to be a man? You are a woman that you want to marry to Lin Tianxua, yet you are with a male follower. He doesn't look like much, but I'm worried about him. Chen Xiang had only changed to a very ordinary appearance. If he had revealed his true handsome appearance, this Lin Tianxua would have definitely charged over the moment he entered the door. Am I not even free to do that? Han Xiaoying bellowed, her eyebrows knitted. He can stay here, but I'll castrate him myself. Lin Tianxua laughed coldly, and had already taken out a blade. For your sake, I'll give him 3 paths. The first path, if you scram to the edge of Divine Thunder Mountain Villa, I guarantee that you will be able to save your little life and get out. The second way, I will castrate him. I have a special method that guarantees that he will have his roots cut off forever. Lin Tianxua's words made Han Xiaoying both embarrassed and angry, but at the same time, made him feel disgusted. He won't choose either path. I want him to stay by my side. When Han Xiaoying released his aura, the peak legendary gas felt chilled to the bone, causing Chen Xiang's entire body to turn cold. Humph! Can you beat me? Lin Tianxua laughed coldly. Wait, I have a third option. Chen Xiang suddenly shouted. I guarantee that I can satisfy everyone. Speak. If I am not satisfied, I will crush your head. Lin Tianxua bellowed. Chen Xiang took out a silver dagger that was as white as ice, while his 2 clones suddenly flashed out, surrounding Lin Tianxua. Doppelganger mantra, legendary mantra. Lin Tianxua was shocked. He wanted to roar, but was suddenly restricted by 3 pressure, making it hard for him to move at all. Lin Tianxua's power was very strong and violent. It was worthy of being the descendant of the clan emperor. Chen Xiang felt that his pressure wall could only seal Lin Tianxua for a few moments. But these few moments were more than enough. He rushed forward, the white dagger in his hand releasing cold qi. He thrust it out a few times, causing Lin Tianxua's entire body to be pierced. The place that was stabbed did not bleed, but was covered in black qi. This only happened after being pierced by the Chuangyuan qi. Chuangyuan qi. Lin Tianxua shouted with a trembling voice. If I kill you on this path, you will definitely be satisfied to become a dead man. Chen Xiang smiled. There was no way for a dead person to not be satisfied. Han Xiaoying was stunned. The descendants of the royal family were killed just like that. Furthermore, it was inside the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa. This time, Thunder Creation's sacred race would definitely go crazy. She knew that Ice Creation's sacred race would not be able to withstand Thunder Creation's sacred race's anger. Xiaoying, I'll bring you with me right now. You can enter my divine sense sea world. Chen Xiang said. Han Xiaoying regained her senses. She could not care about anything else. She could only listen to Chen Xiang's arrangements and enter Chen Xiang's Yu Yao Mountain Villa. Chen Xiang ordered one of his clones to cast an invisibility spell and scout ahead. He followed the route on the map and avoided the hidden killing array. His original body followed behind him. If his avatar was fine, then he would be fine. Suddenly, thunder rumbled in the sky above Divine Thunder Mountain Villa. Lightning filled the sky, and soon after, lightning spread across the entire Divine Thunder Holy City. After Lin Tianxua died, the life orb cracked open. This was immediately known to Thunder Creation's sacred race, who knew that the clan emperor who was hiding in the middle region was currently filled with raging thunder, as if the entire most ancient era was trembling due to his anger. I have to leave quickly. Xianxia increased his pace and quickly penetrated through many enchantments. After a while, he finally broke through the last barrier of the divine Thunder Mountain Villa and arrived outside the streets. He then took out the 6 realms mirrors that Xianxia had refined and quickly flew up on it. Not long after he left Divine Thunder Holy City, a gigantic lightning barrier covered the entire city, which had already been sealed. We finally made it out. Xianxia let out a sigh, then said, Master, check if there is anything that is being followed within Xiaoying's body. I've already seen it before. You can rest assured that it doesn't exist. Xianxia said, Leave Divine Thunder Holy City for now. One of my clones will enter the time array with Xiaoying and help her remove the seal. Only after Han Xiaoying's seal is broken will her blood be useful, and at that time, Han Xiaoying would have the power to defy the heavens and suppress all the other creation races in the world. Han Xiaoying, who was with Xianxia, was still in a state of shock. She had difficulty understanding, for people like Xianxia and Xianxia, whose cultivation was not high, to have such a strong power, to be able to retreat from the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa safely even after killing Lin Tianxua. If she did not personally experience this, she would never believe that it was true. Xianxia was hiding in another city. It was a very small city. The main reason he was here was to find out more about the Divine Thunder Holy City. Even though he had been here for a few days, he only knew that the Divine Thunder Holy City was sealed, and he was not allowed to enter or leave. Xianxia was still helping Han Xiaoying to remove the seal in her body. To Xianxia, being able to come into contact with this kind of profound seal was a very rare opportunity, because it could help her increase her own experience in breaking the seal. There were also some things she could comprehend from the seal, especially this kind of seal made with legendary mantra, which was equivalent to a challenge in her eyes. For the next few days outside, the time array had been inside for hundreds of years, but the seal could not be broken. Master, how's the progress? Xianxia asked. Her main body was still outside. She had only let her clone in. Very slow. This kind of seal isn't that easy to remove. Xianxia said, Pay attention to the movements of the Thunder Creation sacred race first. Although you have retreated completely, you can't say what methods they might have to find you. The reason why Xianxia was so worried was mainly because she had seen the enigmatic and unfathomable seals and barriers of the Thunder Creation sacred race. In the creation race here, the use of various incantations had already reached the pinnacle. There isn't any news at all. The main thing is that the Divine Thunder Holy City is sealed off and can't be entered or left. Furthermore, there are also many large formations covering the area, so it's impossible for information from within to leak out. Xianxia said, even if he used the communication jade symbol paper now, he wouldn't be able to send a message out of the city. From this, it could be seen how much power the Thunder Creation sacred race had used in this matter. Then we can only wait and see, Xianxia said. It's best if you don't go back to Hundreds of Flowers Village during this period of time. If they really have a way to find you and you are still in Hundreds of Flowers Village, it will be very troublesome. I understand. I'll go ask around about the Ice Creation Sacred Race now. Xiaoying is related to the Ice Creation Sacred Race. Maybe the Thunder Creation Sacred Race will send someone over to the Ice Creation Sacred Race. Xianxia said. Xianxia immediately headed to another big city. It was Fire Creation Sacred Race's city. As soon as he entered the city, he saw some bounty announcements. The main thing was the bounty clues. When Xianxia had killed a world-defying stage legendary rank at the peak of the mountain, this had caused a huge uproar in the Fire Creation Sacred Race. They had to find out who exactly killed their people. Xianxia had asked around the city for most of the day and heard quite a few things about the Ice Creation Sacred Race. Right now, the people in the city still did not know what was happening in the Divine Thunder Holy City. They only knew that the Divine Thunder Holy City was completely sealed off, and this must have happened because of something major. You have to understand that in a super big city like Divine Thunder Holy City, there was a large force inside, and now that they were sealed inside, it could cause a lot of conflict. However, the Divine Thunder Holy City still did it, and it could be seen from this just how big the trouble was. The Ice Creation sacred race has started to gather, Xianxia said. Just like what Xiaoying said, Han Yixian used the Flame Tao Creation holy crystal veins he found to temporarily unify the split Ice Creation sacred race. After all, this is a large amount of resources, and it is beneficial to those lords in the Ice Creation sacred race. Now it's all up to Xiaoying. If Xiaoying broke through the seal, with the power of her immortal creation sacred body, it would definitely be very powerful. Chun Xiang would continue to stay in the city. He knew that many spies were gathering outside the Divine Thunder Holy City, and as long as there was any movement inside the Divine Thunder Holy City, they would be able to immediately return here. After more than 10 days, Chun Xiang received a piece of shocking news, which shocked everyone in the city. The people from the God Creation race have appeared. The Divine Thunder Holy City will also temporarily open the seal for the people from the God Creation race to enter. Just as the seal was opened, a shocking piece of news came from inside. In the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa, the Emperor's grandson was killed. When Chun Xiang heard this news, he had a bad premonition and immediately left the city. What are the fellows from God Creation race doing? Chun Xiang heard from many people that the God Creation race seemed to be very mysterious. Because here, the other creation clans all had their own cities and already controlled many of the Tao Creation's holy crystal mines. Only the God Creation race did not. However, the strength of the God Creation race was extremely terrifying, and the other creation race members were very afraid of the God Creation race. The Tao Creation Divine Lord is the God Creation races. If Chun Xiang wanted to find out news of Luo Jiang's death, he would have to contact the people from God Creation race first. Master, how is the progress of the seal on Xiaoying's body? Chun Xiang asked. It's almost done. It should be done in 2 days. Xiao Xianglin said. I'm so tired. In another 2 days, the time array will take more than 200 years. Master, you've worked hard. Chun Xiang laughed. That's nothing. It's just that my doppelganger is a little tired. Xiao Xianglin chuckled. Right. You'd better leave the big cities now. On one hand, it was because after Han Xiaoying's seal was broken, there was no movement. On the other hand, the God Creation race had gone to the Divine Thunder Holy City, so it was very possible that he found some clues, because he had previously used Ice Key to kill people. Chun Xiang rode on his 6 realms mirrors and continuously flew for 2 days. He did not know where he came from, but there were mountains everywhere. I've finally succeeded. Xiao Xianglin felt as if a heavy burden had been lifted, and she had finally released Han Xiaoying from her seal. Han Xiaoying was also very happy when he was in Yu Yao Mountain Villa, and he continuously thanked Xiao Xianglin. Big Sister Xianglei, you are from Refiner. How about I give you some of my blood? Han Xiaoying said. Han Xiaoying's cultivation was much higher than Xiao Xianglin's, but she still called Xiao Xianglin Big Sister. It was mainly because Xiao Xianglin was more capable and was able to help her break the seal. Xiaoying, would the blood you released affect you? Xiao Xianglin was more worried about this, so she did not ask for it before. It's nothing, just a little bit of blood. Han Xiaoying laughed. I'll give you a bit more in the future. Maybe Chun Xiang will need even more. Han Xiaoying already knew Chun Xiang's real name, she just didn't know anything else about Chun Xiang. Chun Xiang and Xiao Xianglin had thought that the blood Han Xiaoying had released would look like liquid. This was also normal blood, but the blood Han Xiaoying had forced out of his finger was actually silvery white in color. Xiaoying, is this your blood? This was the first time Xiao Xianglin had seen this kind of blood. It's been like this ever since my ice creation, sacred body awakened. My blood is like ice. Isn't it? Han Xiaoying smiled sweetly. The first time I saw it, I was also shocked by my own blood. Han Xiaoying let out a lot of ice crystal like blood, and her face turned pale white. Luckily, the Meijing sisters and the others were here. They gave Han Xiaoying a large amount of regeneration ability to help her recover quickly. In the end, Han Xiaoying managed to release more than 1,000 kilograms of this ice crystal blood. Xiaoying, where are you going next? Xiao Xianglin asked. She naturally did not need to worry about Han Xiaoying. Because Han Xiaoying was the creation sacred body, her strength was enough to restrain all the creation race. I have to go somewhere. For the time being, I don't know where that place is either. Han Xiaoying's eyes were filled with confusion. I'll have to wait until I get there first before I know the specifics. Is this related to your creation saint body? Chen Xiang asked. Yes. Ever since I found out that I had the absolute soul holy body, I always felt like I wanted to go somewhere, Han Xiaoying said. Xiaoying, can I ask you something? Chen Xiang wanted to ask if Han Xiaoying knew anything about the God creation race. Go ahead. I will tell you what I can answer. I know you are not an ordinary person. You must have a purpose in joining the ice creation sacred race. Han Xiaoying mischievously smiled. I have a friend who is dead. His death has something to do with the Tao creation divine lord. Chen Xiang said, I want to find out how he died. Is your friend called Luo Zhiyang? Han Xiaoying asked with some surprise. Chen Xiang and Xiao Xianglin were both stunned for a moment, then nodded. How do you know? Xiao Xianglin asked. At that time it was a huge issue. Even we, the Genesis clan, knew about it. Han Xiaoying sighed. The white dagger in your hand was given to my father by Tao creation divine lord. Daggers are called Chuangyuan Qies. There are a total of 9 of them. When he was brought by the 9 creator gods to create a new era, he lost 7 of them there. Tao creation divine lord brought 2 back, 1 of them to my father, and the other to Luo Zhiyang. Han Xiaoying said, the Tao creation divine lord actually gave the Chuangshan key to Luo Zhiyang. The Chuangshan key should be the most precious out of the 9 keys, but the Tao creation divine lord actually gave it to Luo Zhiyang. Did Luo Zhiyang die because of this Chuangyuan key? Chen Xiang asked. Tao creation divine lord disappeared after he gave Luo Zhiyang the key, and Luo Zhiyang was besieged and attacked by all 4 of them. But the Chuangshan key did not fall into the hands of the God creation race, into the hands of a youngster named Gutong. This Gutong and Luo Zhiyang are both his foster brothers, and Gutong is currently missing. Han Xiaoying said, that's all I know. But the God creation race did not order for Gutong. Chen Xiang said, there's no use in bounty hunting. It would let even more people know that Gutong has the Chuangshan key. Chuangshan keys are extremely important to God creation race, and are equivalent to God creation race's lifeline. Han Xiaoying sighed. My father also once grasped a ice key. This is our ice creation sacred race's lifeline, but he doesn't dare to take it. Ice key could not only restrain the ice creation sacred race, he could also restrain the other creation races. If the news of Han Yixin possessing a ice key were to spread, he would definitely be killed. Xiaoying, God creation race is also very mysterious here. Chen Xiang frowned. They went to Divine Thunder Holy City earlier. I wonder what they are going to do now. Someone from the God creation race went to the Divine Thunder Holy City? Han Xiaoying was extremely surprised with this matter. What does that mean? Chen Xiang asked anxiously. I don't know. In short, the God creation race has many mysterious techniques, and the number of various incantations you have mastered is also the greatest. Han Xiaoying said, anyway, it's better if you stay away from Divine Thunder Mountain Villa during this time. Do you know where God creation race's old nest is? Chen Xiang wanted to investigate who it was that killed Luo Zhiyang, but he didn't know either. He wanted to find out who it was. I don't know for now, but maybe I'll find out in the future. After Han Xiaoying finished speaking, he opened his palm and condensed a silver-white pearl. Chen Xiang, take good care of this pearl. If I find anything else when I get there, I'll send you to find me. Han Xiaoying had already come out of Yu Yao Mountain Villa and handed the pearl over to Chen Xiang. All right, Chen Xiang nodded. Can I see your real face? Han Xiaoying chuckled. Of course you can. Chen Xiang smiled and changed back to his original appearance. So beautiful. Han Xiaoying even touched Chen Xiang's face. Take care of yourself. Chen Xiang blushed and giggled. Han Xiaoying nodded, then turned into a streak of silver light and flew far away with a flash. Master, When you have the time, refine my 6 realms mirrors and heavenly magic sword for a while. Xianxia laughed. Use Xiaoying's blood to refine it. All right, I'll have my clone refine it now. Refining the 6 realms mirrors would require a bit more blood, which would be even more lethal for the creation race. Xiao Xianglin laughed. Xiang did not run around, but stayed far away from the Divine Thunder Holy City. 10 days later, he arrived at a small city that was very far away from the Divine Thunder Holy City. From here, he could also hear some things about the Divine Thunder Holy City. Xiang was the clearest about what was happening in the Divine Thunder Holy City, so there was nothing much to inquire about. What he needed to know was what the God creation race was doing in the Divine Thunder Holy City and what his purpose for going there was. Now, even in this small city, they only knew that the descendant of the royal family, Lin Tianxua, was killed, and the whereabouts of Lin Tianxua's fiancé was unknown. Before that, Han Yixin had sent a follower to the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa. Everyone was sure that it was that follower who killed Lin Tianxua and ran off with Lin Tianxua's fiancé, Han Xiaoying. In this period of time, Han Xiaoying's father, Han Yixin, actually unified the entire ice creation sacred race. As for the mind that Han Yixin was controlling, that was already known to all. Therefore, right now, Thunder Creation Sacred Race did not dare to make a move against Ice Creation Sacred Race. Otherwise he would fight with them and both of them would suffer losses. Today, many people were also curious why Han Xiaoying would be taken away by the Thunder Creation Sacred Race to force a marriage. For this reason, the grandson of the Thunder Creation Sacred Race's royal father had even lost his life. Han Yixin was walking back and forth in his room. He was feeling very depressed. He told Xianxia to go and save Han Xiaoying, but Xianxia had already succeeded, and his speed was extremely fast. This was something he had never expected. What was even more unexpected was that Xianxia actually killed Lin Tianxua. Han Yixin was very clear that Xianxia must have used that ice key to kill Lin Tianxua. Lord, Thunder Creation Sacred Race definitely knows something. God Creation Race already went to the Divine Thunder Mountain Villa. If Shenfei really used a ice key to kill Lin Tianxua, there would be remnants of his aura. An old man said. Han Yixin frowned. He was worried about this matter. Yes, they will definitely know that Shenfei has the ice key in his hands. Han Yixin said. They could also guess that I had given the ice key to Shenfei, so in the end, they would only chase after Shenfei. They haven't come looking for trouble with me yet. They probably know that I had already sent the ice key out. I did not use the ice key to deal with them, so they must thank me in their hearts, otherwise, I would be able to turn most ancient era upside down. Han Yixin scoffed. If I wasn't looking at the bigger picture, I would definitely have fought with them. As one of the higher-ups of the Ice Creation Sacred Race, with his immense power, Han Yixin naturally had to take responsibility for protecting the Ice Creation Sacred Race. I have already discussed this with the Earth Saints and the Gold Saints. They have agreed to buy our Tao Creation's sacred crystal, so I will give them a suitable price. This way, they will support us in the dark. Han Yixin said. But there is a God Creation Race over there. Furthermore, the Thunder Creation Sacred Race might join hands with the other Creation Races to deal with us. The old man was very worried. All right, go and spread the news that the Thunder Creation Sacred Race used a barbaric method to steal my daughter. That is to say, they have taken a fancy to my daughter's ice creation saint body. Han Yixin said. As long as you spread this news out, the other creation races will have one more thing to worry about. The reason why Thunder Creation's sacred race took a fancy to Han Xiaoying's creation sacred body and seized it was extremely obvious. As long as one controlled the people who possessed the ice creation saint body and obtained a large amount of blood to refine divine weapons, they would be able to restrain all of the creation race. In the next few days, this news spread throughout the large cities. Originally, many people did not know about the matter of the creation saint body, but this rumor also detailed the matter of the creation saint body. Today, many people believed that it was true. Otherwise, they would not be able to understand why the Thunder Creation Sacred Race would suddenly attack and occupy a woman. With his illustrious status in the Thunder Creation Sacred Race, what kind of woman didn't exist? When Xianxia heard about this, He immediately guessed that this was something that Xianxia had released. The reason was so he could tell the other creator clan that the Thunder Creation sacred race had set their eyes on them. This Xianxia has covered up the news for a long time. He did not release him before because he was afraid that Xiaoying would be robbed and killed by the other creation races. Or else the Thunder Creation sacred race would kill Han Xiaoying in order to not make an enemy out of the other creator clans. Xianxia said. If the other clan members knew that Xiaoying was in the hands of the Thunder Creation sacred race, and that they couldn't get their hands on him, they would still force the Thunder Creation sacred race to kill Xiaoying. This is also the reason why Xianxia didn't dare to leak this information before. Xiao Xianglin said, but right now Xiaoying has already escaped, so he is not worried. While Chun Xiang was in the small city, he had always been thinking of a way to find out about the God creation race. But he did not make any progress. Late one night, when he was resting, he suddenly felt the ice key violently tremble. Moreover, it was constantly releasing its aura. The ice key was sealed with multiple dimensions, but its chi could still be stolen. Master, what's going on? Chun Xiang was panicking. Run. Leave this city. Xiao Xianglin said. The reason the ice key made such a commotion is definitely because of those creation races. Chun Xiang quickly ran out of the city and rode on his 6 realms mirrors. At this time, Xiao Xianglin was also dealing with the ice key, but no matter what, this chi was constantly being released. Xiaoying said before that the God creation race had many methods. Maybe this is the doing of the God creation race. Chun Xiang scolded in a low voice. This bunch of bastards. Just what method did they use to make the Chuangyuan key move like this? I wonder if the other Chuangyuan key would also do the same. He looked at the other Chuangyuan key. Those Chuangyuan key were actually sealed very quietly. What should I do now? You can only run away like this. Chun Xiang's head was in a mess. If he stopped, someone would definitely chase after him. In the next few days, the ice key would constantly release auras. Although the auras were weak, it was true that the auras were unique to the Chuangyuan key, and the people of the God creation race would definitely be able to track them. Just like that, Chun Xiang rode his 6 realms mirrors at its fastest speed. He didn't dare to stop. After more than 10 days, the ice key finally quieted down and did not have that kind of activity from before. Chun Xiang was relieved, and he slowed down his pace. He had been running around these past few days, so it was unknown if he had been chasing him. After slowing down his speed, 2 days later, he suddenly sensed a weak aura. After all, there was someone chasing after him. There was only one aura. He's here. Chun Xiang immediately increased his speed, but suddenly he heard a sound transmission to him. Is it Chun Xiang? I am Gu Tong. Hearing that, Chun Xiang immediately stopped. He wanted to look for Gu Tong too. But now, he realized that Gu Tong had found him. Gu Tong was flying in the air. His speed was not slow either. From his chi, one could tell that he was at the peak of world-defying stage legendary rank, and his breakthrough was fast. Senior Gu, how did you find me? Chun Xiang looked at the young man in front of him and was pleasantly surprised. Gu Tong was still the same as before, looking like a teenager. Are the ice key in your hands? Gu Tong said in a serious tone. I found them based on this. Chun Xiang hurriedly nodded. When news of Divine Thunder Mountain Villa spread, I knew that there was a follower named Xinfei. I guessed that it was you. Gu Tong sighed. This really does seem like your way of doing things. Senior Gu, I have too many things to tell you. Chun Xiang said. Me too. The ice key is in your hands. Have there been any changes during this period of time? Gu Tong asked quickly. Yes. Chun Xiang was having a headache about this matter. It's been 2 days already. If you use the ice key to kill the people of creation race, then the ice key will be in a state of awakening. As long as you use the blood from the ice creation sacred race's people to do it, the ice key will go insane and the ice key will be able to release its aura so that it can be easily tracked. Gu Tong said. This is the work of the God creation race? Chun Xiang could guess that someone must be up to no good. Yes. That person is already dead, so they need to capture another person. Moreover, they need to capture someone from the world-defying stage legendary rank, and that person is not easy to capture, so it will take a period of time. Gu Tong said, I'll bring you to a place. Seal the ice key first. Gu Tong must have experienced a lot. If not, he wouldn't have known so much. Unhurry. Xianxia had been scared these past few days. Gu Tong was also worried that some strong enemy would come to find Xianxia. So he anxiously brought Xianxia to that place to seal the ice key. Senior Gu, the ice key was given to Han Yixin by the Tao Creation Divine Lord. Why didn't he give it to you back then? Xianxia asked. Tao Creation Divine Lord had originally thought that giving the ice key to Han Yixin would allow him to perform an act and unite ice creation, sacred race. It's just that she didn't expect that Han Yixin's daughter would actually be taken away, which resulted in Han Yixin continuing to endure patiently. Gu Tong said, if Tao Creation Divine Lord knew that Han Yixin's daughter was the ice creation sacred body, he might have had another plan in mind. Gu Tong used the flying discs to fly with Xianxia high up in the sky. Although the speed was not fast, the flying discs would occasionally travel through space and time. This way they wouldn't leave auras behind along the way. What about the Tao Creation Divine Lord? Where is he? He is so powerful, and he must be very powerful to be able to use 2 Chuangyuan Qi. Xianxia said, why did he send the Chuangyi out? You gave one to Senior Luo, and even caused her death. Xianxia had a lot of complaints about this. Xianxia, this is very complicated. You may not know this, but Tao Creation Divine Lord is already dead. He had secretly sent the 2 Chuangyuan Qi out before his death. In the most ancient era, if one does not have Chuangyuan Qi, then they are invincible. Gu Tong sighed. When he mentioned Luo Zhiyang's death, his heart was heavy. Luo Zhiyang had been with him for so many years. He would not be around if he said he wasn't. Tao Creation Divine Lord was also dead. Xianxia went silent. He did not know what the Tao Creation Divine Lord was doing. To pay such a heavy price for 2 keys. Why didn't he just send the Chuangshan key out? Xianxia replied, if I give it to God Creation Race, wouldn't there be nothing else? Xianxia, there is a reason why Tao Creation Divine Lord refused to give his Chuangyuan Qi to Tao Creation Divine Lord even after he dies. No Chuangyuan Qi can ever fall into the hands of the God Creation Race. Gu Tong let out a long sigh. God Creation Race is the strongest of the creation race, but they were also restrained by the Chuangyuan Qi, which is why they didn't act rashly for so many years. Their current strength is very strong, but they still have the power to restrain them. It's precisely because they don't have any Chuangyuan Qi in their hands, that's why the other creation race can deal with them by joining hands. If they have a set of Chuangyuan Qi in their hands, then all the other creation races will be wiped out by them. And then, it doesn't seem to affect us at all. Xianxia said, do you really think that it is natural for most ancient era to imagine such a thing? Among them, the Black Hand is the God Creation Race. Gu Tong said, the God Creation Race controls the most ancient era to devour the era of the myriad Tao. This way, the most ancient era's overall energy will be even greater. I even thought that Tao Creation Divine Lord had given up on the myriad Tao era. Back then, we almost died in Tao Creation Place. Xianxia frowned. Then what is God Creation Race's final goal? The ultimate goal of the God Creation Race is extremely terrifying. But they were unable to complete it themselves, which was why they secretly joined up with the Thunder Creation Sacred Race. Gu Tong said, they want to obtain the Chuangyuan Qi, then eliminate the other creation race. Finally, they will set up a super large formation to gather all of the most ancient era's energy and let them absorb it, allowing them to break through to an even stronger realm. The power you have in the most ancient era also includes you and me. We are all energy, and they have already set up that super array. Once we open the super array, everything inside the most ancient era will be absorbed by that array. Especially for those like us who have a lot of energy in our bodies, we will slowly be swallowed by that array. When Xianxia heard these words, he could not help but shudder. Have they already started? Of course not. The moment they start, the other creation clans would immediately realize that most ancient era was originally created by the creation race, so they are very sensitive to the flow of energy within the most ancient era. Gu Tong said, and this is exactly what the God creation race are afraid of, so they want to eliminate the other creation races. They can totally join all the creation races. Xianxia said, Didn't they join hands with the Thunder Creation sacred race? No, because in their eyes, the other creation races are just a huge wave of energy. If we lack this energy, they won't be worried enough, but there are a lot of people between Thunder Creation sacred race and the God Creation race. If we lose the energy of the other creation race, it won't be enough for them to share. Gutong shook his head. Now do you understand why Chuan Qi are so precious? Doesn't that mean that Yuan Yenying is even more precious? Chun Xiang took a deep breath. Thunder Creation sacred race did not tell God Creation race that Yuan Yenying is the Ice Creation sacred body. Yes, Thunder Creation sacred race wants to monopolize the energy of the entire most ancient era. Gutong sneered. God Creation race should be very angry by now. He will be tricked by Thunder Creation sacred race, and luckily you saved Yuan Yen. Right, where's Yuan Yenying? We have to protect her well. She said she was going somewhere, and then she left on her own, and we didn't have to worry about her, she was so much better than we were. Chun Xiang said, I don't know much about the Ice Creation Saint body. Big Brother only mentioned it occasionally. Gutong recalled and said, he said that at that time the ancestors of the great creation races were all primordial sacred body, and then for some reason went extinct and the Chuangyuan Qi were all refined by them. Later on, when it came to Big Brother's generation, they took the Chuangyuan Qi and went to start the era of Myriad Tao. On one hand, it was to prevent the creation race from killing you to death with the Chuangyuan Qi, and on the other hand, when they were there to start the era of Myriad Tao, they were also wary of each other. Gutong said, then did Tao Creation Divine Lord say anything about gathering all the Chuangyuan Qi together? Chun Xiang asked. He was only short of that Chuangshan Qi. He's also very curious, but he will never get the chance to do so. Right now, the other 7 Chuangyuan Qi are all in the Tao Creation place, so they might have already disappeared forever. Gutong asked, what happened to Tao Creation place in the end? How did you escape? Chun Xiang told Gutong about the initial Thunder Creation realm, but he didn't say anything about him obtaining those Chuangyuan Qi. This Thunder Creation sacred race sure has a lot of tricks up his sleeves. Gutong sighed. Although the Thunder Creation sacred race had sent people to the initial Thunder Creation realm, that person was killed by Chun Xiang. That person was very arrogant back then, and the city of Thunder was taken down by Chun Xiang as well. Chun Xiang guessed that the Thunder Creation sacred race was hiding something from the God Creation race and had gone to the initial Thunder Creation realm to search for the Chuangyuan Qi. Senior Gu, where is your Chuangshan Qi sealed? Don't you have it with you? Chun Xiang asked. If he did not bring it with him, he would never feel at ease. Gutong was going to bring Chun Xiang to a place to seal Ice Qi. You can take it with you, but I can't. Chuangshan Qis are not so easy to control. If I carry them with me for too long, it will be easy for me to be affected and then fall into a lost state. I don't even know what will happen to me. Gutong said, your Ice Qi should be fine. It isn't as scary as the Chuangshan Qi. Gutong flew for many days with Chun Xiang before finally arriving in a desolate dead end. From high up in the sky, Chun Xiang could see a long black line on the ground in the distance. Gutong brought Chun Xiang into the deep crevice, where there was a cave. Big Brother brought us here before. Gutong brought Chun Xiang into the cave. Chun Xiang saw a table in the cave. On the table there was a very small formation plate, and in the middle of the formation plate there was a groove. Put your Ice Qi on it, Gutong said. All right. Chun Xiang immediately took out the Ice Qi. The moment he put it on the ground, the Ice Qi began to tremble and then release a wave of aura. Crap! Gutong's expression changed. How did they capture a legendary ice creation sacred race so quickly? Isn't it fine to just take this formation plate away? Chun Xiang said. No, I can't take it with me. Big Brother used a secret technique to absorb energy from below and used it to seal Chuangyuan Qi. It would be impossible to leave this place. Gutong said, you stay here and watch, I'll go up to block them. How long would that take? Chun Xiang asked. It'll take at least 20 hours. Gutong said, I'm just afraid that they will use the super space-time array to teleport over. Gutong had already ran up the stairs. He was extremely anxious inside the cave. He wanted to try and see if he could use the time domain to cover the array disk and increase his speed, but he did not succeed. I really shouldn't have used the ice key to kill that bastard. Xianxia secretly regretted it. They had left a clue. If not, they would not have been traced. Even if you use other Chuangyuan key, you will be discovered. Xiao Xianglin said, don't blame yourself. If you didn't use the Chuangyuan key, you wouldn't have been able to quickly kill that Lin Tianxua. Xianxia could only walk around the cave anxiously, waiting for the seal to succeed. After 9 hours, Xianxia felt like he had lived for 1,000 years. Soon, Xianxia was even more anxious. Once the seal was completed, he would be able to carry the ice key far away. Just as Xianxia was worrying about this, a rumbling sound came from above. Not good, they're here. Xianxia immediately released a magic body. After the phantom body ascended, the scene that greeted him startled him. He saw that high up in the sky there was a large black mass of people. There were at least 100,000 of them. These are all people from the Thunder Creation sacred race. There's actually so many of them, and they're so powerful as well. Xianxia understood, even if they had Chuangyuan Qs, they were not invincible. What he saw through the illusions were the mighty powers of the Thunder Creation sacred race and the God Creation race. And Gutong only had him. This is bad. Xianxia looked at Gutong, who stood alone on that vast and empty land, and didn't know what to do. In his anxiety, Xianxia released 2 clones and 2 red fire dragoness, waiting for the right time to run out. Seeing that it was Gutong, an old man from God Creation race said in shock, Gutong, it's you again. This is great, you won't be able to escape. Humph. I don't plan on running anymore. If you have the guts, then kill me. Gutong laughed loudly. And you will never be able to find the Chuangshan key. At most, you can only restrain your ice creation sacred race. Although you can restrain other creation race, their power is not strong enough. Chuangshan key are the strongest. Completed. Xianxia saw that the light on the array disk had disappeared, and was overjoyed. He immediately took down the ice key. Senior Gu, the seal has been completed. Xianxia told Gutong through his phantom shadow. That's great. Hurry up and escape. Gutong replied, don't worry about me. How can that be? Xianxia would definitely not leave her alone. The ice key has stopped moving. They were currently floating high up in the sky, and upon knowing about this, they immediately sent people to surround Gutong. Arrest Gutong first. An old man shouted. Let's go down and take a look. Xianxia, there is an array inside the cave. Remember, you can find it for me to help you find the Chuangshan key. Gutong sent a sound transmission to Xianxia. Xianxia immediately saw the cave and let Xiao Xianglin out. I have. Xiao Xianglin released 2 clones and memorized the array diagrams together. Senior Gu, please wait. I'll go save you right now. Xianxia had already thought of a way, which was to have a clone lure away a portion of the people, then find a chance to take Gutong away. Then, just as he finished speaking, the redness on Gutong's body suddenly swelled up. Senior Gu, what are you doing? Xianxia anxiously shouted. Boom! Gutong's body suddenly exploded out, causing an explosion of fire. The people who were rushing over all died. There were more than 10,000 of them. Senior Gu. Xianxia gritted his teeth as he used his penetrating power to get far away from this place. At this moment, the ground was constantly collapsing and the cracks in the mountain were already covered with shattered rocks. Gutong self-detonated to death. Xianxia's heart was heavy. He felt that Luo Jiang probably died like this back then, in order to protect the Chuangshan key from falling into the hands of the God Creation race. God Creation race. I, Xianxia, am not finished with you. Xianxia was secretly resentful in his heart. Xianxia, who was deep underground, suddenly felt the ground shake. Someone was attacking this piece of land. Turn the surrounding area into purgatory. The old man from the God Creation race shouted. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Tens of thousands of people split up in midair and crazily attacked this land of death. They knew that there was someone else hiding in the crevice, which was why they attacked so crazily in order to not let the people who were hiding in this place survive. Xianxia was very deep underground and quickly sprinted forward. Fortunately, his penetrating power was strong enough so it wouldn't be affected by the collapse of the earth. Xianxia ran wildly underground for a few days before he finally escaped from the shaking place. Is it safe? Xianxia did not come to the surface, but continued to move deeper, further away from that land of death. More than a month had passed, and Xianxia had arrived at the surface of the mountain forest. It was extremely quiet, which made him feel a lot more at ease. Even though it had been over a month, when he thought back to how Gutong had self-destructed in front of his eyes, he felt an unbearable pain in his heart. Now we can be sure that Luo Jiang and Gutong died just like that. Xiao Xianglin said, I will try to use that array to guess the location of the Chuangshan key. Xianxia sighed. Even the Tao Creation Divine Lord died because of the Chuangshan key. He did not know how terrifying the Chuangshan key was, he did not know why, but he was suddenly afraid of the Chuangshan key. After resting for a while, he began to search for the city. After searching for a few days, he arrived at a small city. He then inquired about the nearby big cities from the small city. This city should be the strongest other than the creation race. After Xianxia entered this city, he discovered that it was much larger than the Thunder Creation sacred race, and the barrier around the city was very strong as well. Most ancient era had existed for many years. Other than those creation races, there were also some very powerful existences among them. They would also establish their own power to fight against the creation race and not be bullied by the other creation races. Divine Power City. I hope I can stay here for a while. Xianxia didn't have anywhere else to go, and he didn't want to return to the Hundreds of Flowers village either. As a large city, the Divine Power City was very well received. Everyone here knew about the affairs of the Thunder Creation sacred race and the Profound Creation saint body. The Thunder Creation sacred race had secretly developed his own strength and hidden it from the God Creation race. He had not been taught a lesson by the God Creation race, which made Xianxia puzzled. I'm safe for the time being. Let's not bother about these trivial matters. What Xianxia needed the most right now was to raise his own strength. He had been asking around the Divine Power City about various types of medicinal pellets, but he did not manage to find any that could allow a late-stage world-defying stage legendary rank to step into the peak. Do I really need time to do this? Xianxia was not a patient person. If there really isn't any, we can directly find the medicinal materials to create the pill formula. He Fengyuan said, Anyway, we have world-defying Dan Grain and a genius alchemist like you. This will definitely require a very high level of Tao Creation Divine Medicine. At the very least, it will be a top-grade Tao Creation Divine Medicine. Xianxia said, This will take quite a bit of time to collect. Be patient. There will be an answer. He Fengyuan said. A few days later, Xianxia's clone suddenly heard a piece of good news. There was a guy called the Herb God in Divine Power City who was recruiting for the Alchemist who knew what he was planning to do. The reason why he had the title of Herb God was mainly because this fellow had a very mysterious method of harvesting medicinal herbs. He was able to find many high-grade medicinal herbs and even grow them. The medicine god himself was very strong. He was at the peak of world-defying stage legendary rank, and his relationship with many of the alchemists were not bad. He was also the richest person within the Divine Power City, and also the strongest person. What the crowd couldn't understand was that the medicine god had never openly recruited alchemists, not to mention that he had many strong alchemist friends. If he needed the alchemist, the stronger alchemists would also recommend the other alchemist grandmasters to join him. The biggest advantage of the medicine god was that he had mastered a large amount of high-grade herbs. This was extremely attractive to the alchemist, and he himself did not know how to refine pills. The medicine god recruited the alchemist to refine a mysterious pill. Although someone was able to refine this pill, its quality is far from what he wanted. Xianxia thought, If I can refine it, the medicine god will definitely reward me heavily, saying that I can choose 5 types of precious divine medicines. This was a rare opportunity. Of course, Xianxia would give it a try. He immediately went to the medicine god's store, which was a very large villa. The moment he came to the door and said that he was an alchemist, someone would immediately bring him in. Xianxia was brought to a dan hall to wait. When night fell, the medicine god finally came. He was a thin, tall old man who was in high spirits as he smiled at Alchemist in the great hall. "Everyone, you really give me some face. I just started recruiting and already have so many alchemists." The medicine god laughed. It was said that the medicine god was someone with the same surname, and his name was the medicine god. "Medicine god, just tell me what pill you want to concoct." An old man laughed. "I was in seclusion, but after knowing that you had a mysterious pill that was hard to refine, I immediately ran over." "Don't be anxious. The medicinal ingredients required for a mysterious pill like me are extremely precious. Therefore, I must first see if everyone has the ability to refine them in order to avoid wasting the medicinal ingredients." The medicine god laughed and then waved his hand, instructing someone to bring up a few baskets. The contents of the basket were like gray stones. "This is called the Huishan fruit. I will not talk about its specific uses first. What you need to do is to first know the uses of this fruit, and then refine it into a pill." The medicine god smiled. "Each person has 3. You only have 3 chances." Xianxia looked around. There were more than 200 alchemists here. Some of them were in the late stage of world-defying stage legendary rank. To alchemists, this realm could be considered to be very high. There were also some who were at the peak of world-defying stage legendary rank, and could be said to have gathered many outstanding alchemists. When Xianxia obtained the 3 Huishan fruit, he also felt that it was strange. When he held them in his hands, they felt like they were made of stone. If it wasn't for the fact that the medicine god said it was a fruit, everyone would have thought that it was some kind of refining material. Therefore, at this moment, many people were feeling strange. They all thought that this was a blacksmith's or... Xianxia quietly placed a fruit inside the Yu Yao mountain villa, letting He Fengyuan have a look. "This is the medicinal herb. I'm sure of it." After He Fengyuan received it, he could immediately confirm it. "For what purpose?" Xianxia asked. "If it really is a medicinal ingredient, then I do not have any problem in refining pills." Xianxia had already taken out his pill furnace and started refining. There was no time limit, but refining this kind of high-level medicine definitely required a lot of time, so many people would take out their time arrays, and they would spend many days inside the time array refining. This way, the medicine god wouldn't have to wait for a long time. "This is not a high-grade fruit." He Fengyuan saw that Xianxia was about to take out the time array, and anxiously said, "You will not need too much time, you will have to wait. I need to understand more before I can tell you the specifics." "All right." Xianxia did not immediately start refining like the other alchemists. He took a glance at the medicine god and saw a smile on his lips, but there was a trace of disappointment in his eyes. Now that there were no results, the medicine god was disappointed. Xianxia felt that the herb god must have already seen through them. The people here did not see the grade of the fruit and all went into the time array to refine them. Forget about high-level herbs, he did not even need to use time array. Very quickly, there were people who came out from the time array. From their expressions of disappointment, they knew that they had all failed. Xianxia was secretly glad he had He Fengyuan's reminder. If he had tried blindly, he would have definitely failed. The medicine god was not an ordinary person. He had spent a great deal of effort to gather all these alchemists here, so the test he had given would definitely not be completed so easily. "Fengyuan, how is it now?" Xianxia asked. At the same time, there were already people who had failed and came out from the time formation. After they failed, they would only leave the middle area and go to the side. They wanted to see if there was anyone who would be able to successfully refine it. Right now, only Xianxia had not started. There was no time limit, so there was no problem no matter how much more he waited. "It's about time. This fruit looks very strong, but it can't be burned with fire. Furthermore, when these fruits come into contact with flames, they will produce a strange reaction and instantly burn up. If you cannot quickly prevent the medicinal herbs from burning up, then the Huishan fruit will be burnt away very quickly." Through her special ability, He Fengyuan understood the characteristics of Huishan fruit. "For what purpose?" Xianxia asked. "Its specific use. It looked gray and indistinct, but this kind of fruit had a very good effect. It could rapidly grow the bones and flesh. It can even strengthen the flesh and bones." He Fengyuan said, "Go refine one first and take a look." Xiang took out his pill furnace, and after placing the Huishan fruit in it, he released a weaker flame to burn. What's going on with this kid? Doesn't he use time arrays? The Huishan fruit did not look like a low-level medicinal ingredient. It would take a lot of time for him to refine it directly, someone said. At this time, many people were paying attention to Xiang's side, because he was the only one who had not started refining and did not use his time array. In any case, he will fail in the end, and I did not fail very long after starting. These types of medicinal ingredients are truly strange. They can only be tried 3 times, and it will be difficult to successfully refine them before the pills are produced. That's right. The first time was because the flames that I released were too strong and burned away all of the medicinal ingredients in one go. A few alchemists were also discussing the unique part of the Huishan fruit in low voices. The medicine god was extremely interested in Xianxia, because Xianxia did not use time array to refine it. This meant that Xianxia had already discovered that this was a low-level medicinal ingredient. Furthermore, Xianxia had to observe for a while before he started to refine it. After Xianxia released the flame to burn the Huishan fruit, he quickly felt the Huishan fruit burning up on itself, and its burning speed was extremely fast, so he quickly thought of a way to save it. It was as if he put away the flame inside the pill furnace, and then used his consciousness to separate the flame above the Huishan fruit. This is bad. Xianxia was shocked, because the Huishan fruit's flames had already burned into the interior. By the time he discovered it, he was already a step too slow. It's just as Feng Yuan said. Xianxia took a deep breath, opened the pill furnace, and continued to place the second one. When the crowd saw that he had failed, they also secretly laughed because they all had this kind of experience. It looks like I can only use fire and water to refine it. This was a method used in the heavenly alchemy. It could release flames in the water to refine medicinal ingredients. Huishan fruit would spontaneously combust, and the flames they produced after spontaneous combustion were very special as well. The speed of combustion was very fast, and would even quickly burn internally, causing the entire Huishan fruit to become crippled if it wasn't careful. Xianxia condensed some water out and placed it inside the furnace. The water that he had was not ordinary water. It had been condensed from legendary gas. At the moment, the Huishan fruit was already immersed in the water inside the pill furnace. Xianxia released the flame and poured it into the water to start burning the Huishan fruit. After the Huishan fruit was burnt by the flames, it did not spontaneously combust. This meant that the situation with the spontaneous combustion had been effectively controlled. I finally passed this stage. Xianxia sighed, then continued to refine the Huishan fruit. The Huishan fruit's outer appearance was gray, but after being refined, it had turned into a silvery white crystalline color. Xianxia, this kind of Huishan fruit does not need to refine into a pill. It would be better to refine the medicinal powder. He Fengyuan suddenly said, "This is a type of external medicine." All right, although he did not need to condense the pills, Xianxia still used a derivation method to make the quality higher. Finally, he used pressure to grind the crystals into powder. This was indeed not some high-grade medicinal herb, and Xianxia had refined it in more than 2 hours. After opening the pill furnace, he poured out some sparkling powder. When everyone saw this, although they were surprised, they did not think much of it. This guy still failed. He just turned the medicinal herb into white ashes. He seems to have been going on for a long time. What is he doing? Looks like no one will be able to succeed today. When these people scoffed at the silvery white crystal powder refined by Xianxia, they saw that the medicine god had immediately walked up to them with an excited expression. "Do you know what effect this medicine has?" The medicine god asked in pleasant surprise. "External treatment." Xianxia laughed. "This is called brilliant powder. Not only can it treat all kinds of serious wounds, it can also be used for information on burns and poison injuries. Refining powder for external use is the most suitable." The medicine god nodded immediately, then patted Xianxia's shoulder and said with a smile, "Little brother, you should be considered very young. What's your name?" "Just call me a senior." Xianxia laughed faintly. "All right, Ascen, come with me." The medicine god anxiously brought Xianxia and left the great hall. It was only then that Xianxia realized that he was the only one who was still concocting pills. The surrounding people were all stunned. What they thought was impossible was someone had actually done it, and the few people who had mocked and ridiculed Xianxia earlier had flushed red all over. The medicine god brought Xianxia into a small hall and laughed. "Ah-san, how do you know about the effects of this kind of medicinal ingredient?" "I tried a little. I can feel it from that energy." The medicine god nodded his head. "This is the power of a powerful pill god." "Medicine god, you seem to be troubled by some difficult problem? You have a pill that you can't refine?" Xianxia asked. As long as he could concoct those pills for the medicine god, he would be able to obtain the best quality of Tao Creation's divine medicinal herbs from the medicine god, which was what he needed the most right now. "Yes, I need to concoct a kind of medicinal powder similar to the brilliant powder for external use." The medicine god nodded. "I cannot reveal the specific person I am helping to treat. This is your private matter. All I need to do is refine what you need." Xianxia said with a smile. "When can we start?" "I can give you the medicinal herbs right now. There are 10 sets of ingredients in total. You just need to refine a box of medicinal powder and give it to me." The medicine god gave Xianxia a storage bag. Inside were 10 sets of medicinal ingredients and a small box. The small box was not big and did not need much medicinal powder. Xianxia estimated that he would only need to use 2 sets of ingredients. "I know of a few alchemy gods. Although they can refine it, their quality can't meet my requirements. This type of medicinal powder has very high requirements for quality. As long as it is just a little bit less, it won't have any effect." The medicine god said, "The brilliant powder that I just made is of excellent quality, so I think you might succeed." "I will do my best." Xianxia nodded. "The name of this pill is Rebirth Powder. It can rebirth a person. It can cure both internal and external injuries. It can cure all kinds of strange poisons, and it can let a person's body be reborn, even if it is rotten to the core. As long as you can touch this kind of rebirth powder, you can recover back to your original state. It is extremely strange. It is a very perfect healing pill, but it is very difficult to refine." The medicine god said, "If you are unable to succeed in these 10 portions, I will continue to provide you with the ingredients. If you are able to successfully refine the rebirth powder and give it to me, as for the rewards, you can rest assured that I will not treat you unfairly. I believe in medicine." Xianxia laughed. "Please provide the medicine god a quiet place for me to refine pills." The medicine god brought Xianxia to the tallest place in the villa. It was called the Medicine Divine Pagoda, and at the top of the pagoda was a very comfortable, bright and quiet pill refining room. This place is really comfortable. The place Xianxia was at was very spacious, and he was the only one there. Xianxia took out those medicinal ingredients. There were 3 types of fruits in a dish, and their surface were about the same as Huishan fruits. However, the depths of their eyes were different. The fruits are the same as the Huishan fruit before. It's just that the quality is a bit higher. Xianxia said this way he would not have to pass Yifengyuan. There was no need for Xianxia to use his own time array here, because the floor he was on had time arrays built into it. The person the medicine god needs to save is very important to him, and he's also very strong. Yifengyuan said. "How do you know he's strong?" Xianxia asked. "Who is the medicine god? Did he not have all sorts of healing pills? But only this kind of rebirth powder is required, and the requirements for quality are also very high." Yifengyuan said. "From this, it can be seen that the person he saved is a very strong person, and only the most powerful of people would be able to survive after receiving such heavy injuries. Although I'm curious about what kind of person he is, this is, after all, his private matter." Xianxia laughed. "Right now, I just need to refine the rebirth powder." Xianxia felt that refining the rebirth powder should not be too difficult. Even the medicine god had said before that even the pill gods he knew could refine it, but the quality was still a little lacking. Xianxia was best at refining high-quality pills. This medicine god is a reliable person. He can be strong. Yifengyuan said, "Try your best to refine the highest quality for him." "That's exactly what I was thinking." Xianxia placed a portion of ingredients into the pill furnace, using the water fire refinement technique. Right now, he was officially refining high-level pellets, so he would even be refining incantations or world-defying dangrains in the future. Refining the medicine was a very smooth process, just like refining the Huitian fruit. As long as he suppressed the spontaneous combustion of the fruits with water, it would be fine. The only difference was that it would take a very long time to refine them. Right now, the refined ingredients were all condensed into a huge ball of crystals by him. He started to use his derivation to charge at them, going through them thrice, which was about his limit. Furthermore, he released his clone to use the pressure mantra. Let's start refining the world-defying dangrain and go in. The world-defying dangrain that Xianxia refined was a Huajing dangrain. If the quality of the ingredients used was of a very high quality, then the amount of Tao Creation's divine crystals required to awaken the pill imprint was also very high. This should at least cost 100,000 Tao Creation holy crystals. Xianxia placed 500,000 Tao Creation holy crystals into the furnace at once. This was what Han Yixian had given him before. I still need a long time. I'm going out for a stroll. Xianxia walked out of the pill refining room and went outside. After exiting the alchemy room, he saw Yaoshen sitting in a hall. "Ah Sen, are you done refining?" Yaoshen asked anxiously. He was actually waiting for Xianxia here. "This? Not yet, but it's about time. I came out to get some fresh air." Xianxia said. "You'll run out when you're halfway through refining?" The medicine god laughed. "Ah Sen, your pill refining skills are truly bizarre. The stage of awakening of pill marks. It will take time, you should know that." Xianxia laughed. "After the awakening of the pill mark, I will then refine it into a powder, and that would be great." "Your world-defying dangrain can awaken by itself?" Yaoshen asked in surprise. "Amen. Awaken by absorbing the power of the Tao Creation's holy crystal on its own," Xianxia said. "Impressive. Since you have such a profound pill technique, you shouldn't be a nobody. I have been in the most ancient era for many years. What kind of pill god do I not know? However, none of them seem to have your alchemy skills." The medicine god exclaimed. "I'm a bit more low-key, so I don't want to be too famous." Xianxia laughed. The medicine god also understood Xianxia's intention now, so he did not pursue the matter. "Since Asan is so confident, then I am relieved. I will go and take care of some matters first. You will definitely not disappoint me," the medicine god said. "All right." The medicine god left in a hurry. There were indeed many things that needed to be taken care of. Xianxia sat outside for a while, drank some tea, and then returned to the pill refining room. "It's done. Faster than I thought." Xianxia used up 200,000 of the Tao Creation's divine crystals, which was 100,000 more than what he had expected. But Xianxia felt that it was still not enough, so he had to release 2 of his clones to refine it. He had to compress it even smaller, so the quality would be even higher. After that, he grinded the crystal ball into powder, which was just enough to fit a box. It took him a few months, but he was inside the time formation, so not much time had passed outside. After the pill refining was successful, Xianxia immediately left the pill refining room and went to find the medicine god. When the medicine god heard that Xianxia had come to find him, he hurriedly put down the matter at hand and met with Xianxia in a small hall. "Medicine god, how about you? If you can't do it, then I can only continue to work hard," Xianxia said. The moment the medicine god took the box, he found that the powder inside was golden and had a dense smell coming out of it. He could not help but take a deep breath. This quality had already far surpassed his own standards. "Enough, enough." The medicine god was shocked. His heart was also excited. "Ah San, you're really powerful." Xianxia only smiled slightly. "Let's go. I'll bring you to my secret medicine room first and let you choose 5 top-quality Tao Creation divine medicines." The medicine god was very happy, immediately bringing Xianxia to the medicine room.